So Terry Crews said that his friend Chris Rock saved Hollywood by keeping his composure after the Will Smith slap. He said, "I'm very thankful to Chris, but I also understand Will." Crews said a pair of calling them both dear friends of mine. So he said he's friends with both Will and Chris Rock. And then he said, "I love them both as brothers, but there was a time in my life where I would have done worse than Will." And then he went on to say, "Way overkill. Just the punishment did not fit the crime. Like the people were like, what in the world are you doing?" My wife even had to be like, "You got to promise me you would never go off like this." And then he said, "When I look back, but what Chris did by just deciding to hold everything together, it actually, I think, a lot of ways it saved Hollywood." He said, "Because if there would have been a brawl on that stage, I don't know if Hollywood would have ever gotten any respect again, you know? It's hard to even imagine what would have happened." I don't agree with what he just said just there. And then he said, "The definition of toughness where I grew up and the way I was, it was the ability to strike, the ability to punch, the ability to set things straight, to even a score. But the true definition of toughness is what Chris did, taking the punch, then holding everything together and showing tremendous endurance." He went on to say a whole bunch of stuff, and he said, "I think it was a miracle what Chris did. I really do. I couldn't believe it was in his poise in that moment. I thought, holy cow, we owe him a lot. I think every performer owes him so much." Yada, yada, yada. Like, he was just basically just going in on how good Chris is. Because I remember he was on Everybody Hates Chris as like the dad. So I know him and Chris Rock like go way back, because that show started off like in the mid early 2000s. So I know like they go way back. And he also said that him and Will Smith friends. So, but I'm assuming that him and Chris Rock is way more cool and cordial than him and Will Smith. So for him to speak out is interesting, because he know like Chris Rock more than a lot of people like do. And he was saying the thing that I disagree on when he's saying Chris not doing nothing saved Hollywood. Like, Terry Crews always been the one to kiss up to the white man and down the black man. Like, he always does that, and he show his hand every time something happened. And like, what I took from it was he trying to say if Chris Rock and Will Smith would have fought on the stage, like as two black men on the Oscar stage, Hollywood would have been ruined, because two brothers, two black men fought on the stage. That's how I took it from, because I feel like if they would have fought, that would have been on them. Like, it would have been way more ratings, but it would have just been on them. Hollywood would have still been running like it is. People still would have been getting movie deals. Shows would have still been going on. I wonder if he would have said it if it was two white people on the stage, but I don't know. Do y'all agree with Terry Crews? Y'all let me know in the comment section.